Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Real Unscripted. It's your boy, Mr. CD, coming back at you once again with another hot topic. I want to go ahead and let you guys know that my co-host, Queen Sagie, is not in the building today. She's actually on vacation down in Pensacola with her boo. So, y'all let her have a great time because she needs it because she's really been stressed out here lately. But I said I was going to go ahead and do the show. So, today's topic is our series, this first episode of our series of Debate of the Sexes, and I have two newlyweds here on the line. My boy Chris and his newly wedded wife, Muja. You guys say what's up?
Hey, how you doing?
So that's Chris. Muja, you see on the line?
Yeah. You're a little bit quiet on our side. What up, man?
Oh, my bad, bro, my bad. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Nah, it's still quiet.
Chris, can you hear me, man? Hold on just a second, brother.
Yeah. No problem.
See if we can do it this way.
Yeah, I can hear you better now.
You can hear me better now?
Yeah.
Okay. Is Muja still on the line?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. My bad, guys. I don't know. Technology, we have so many technical difficulties, man. So, you guys introduce yourself to the listeners out there because we are live.
All right, cool. My name is Chris. Me and Muja have been together for nearly 6 years, and we just got married 3 days ago. So on the 30th of September, and we did premarital counseling, and we've always had these kind of talks about the different, I guess, responsibilities or expectations men and women have for each other. So that's what I'm bringing to the table.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Nijima. Nothing more to add than what Chris said, but we have numerous conversations, so hopefully through your questioning and through our answering, other people can, have a better idea of their thought process on it as well, and so that we just are able to communicate, and that's basically the key in every relationship is communicating these expectations and roles we have in our mind.
Right, all right. So, like they said, they are newlyweds, guys. So, congratulations once again, guys.
Thank you.
No problem. So, we're going to jump right into this. So, Muja, I'm going to ask you first. There are so many stereotypes and so many roles that they feel that a lot of guys in my age group and probably some older and some younger that feel like women are supposed to pretty much do it all. And they want the woman to be there to support them through everything, but you have a lot of men that aren't willing to actually step into that leading role for a woman to actually do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, give me a little bit of insight on how you think. What do you think about that?
Well, I think I'm a Christian, so I kind of lean towards the biblical ideals of what a household should be like as far as men and women.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily on the biblical cultural side, but as far as what Christ has given example as the illustration of the Garden of Eden, the woman is not to be over the man or she should be underneath him, but to be at his wrist, his side, so that they are a partnership together. And I think leadership is not something that's innate in everybody. And it's something that if a man fails to show leadership qualities is because he was not raised those examples. We have a lot of fatherless homes. We have a lot of single moms raising our men. And so some of these things they have not learned in how to be a leader, how to have headship in the household. And so they still learn the societal norms of, the man has to be the head, but if you lack those qualities and you're requiring women to submit to you, there is a dissension in there. And so that's why we have a lot of issues, because women don't feel like men have earned it enough.
Okay. Chris, same question, man.
I would have to add that pretty much, what Muja said was right, and also because this is the thing, in my opinion, a lot of our cultural norms, especially in our community, Black community, does have a derivative, is based off of Christian principles. So, you have the thing where it's like a certain generation of people brought up, whether it was their mom or their dad or whoever, even their grandparents, brought them up with the traditional, Christian way of doing things. Men are supposed to be the providers. Women are supposed to be like the nurturers. They look after the house, cook the food and everything. But, as time has gone on, kind of like the power structure changes. Like I just read recently, women, especially Black women, are becoming more likely to, get higher education, so they're more likely to graduate from college, which in turn means they're more likely to get higher paying jobs than men. And men, Black men specifically, also kind of dropping out of colleges at a kind of alarming rate, honestly. And so there is a natural power, I guess, transfer, which makes us, trying to live up to that Christian way of doing things, men being the providers and women being the homemakers, is naturally going to switch just because of the culture we're in right now. But if I was to take only the Christian point of it, the headship, being the head of the household or the head priest, like it says in the Bible, for men, that doesn't change even if you're not the breadwinner. That doesn't change just because you're having to stay at home a little bit more than your wife because she's working longer and gets paid a little bit more. That doesn't change. These are inherent things. You will always be a man, whether you're working a job or you're a stay-at-home dad. It doesn't matter. That can never be taken away from you, even though, the media and culture kind of makes it seem like you're not a man if you don't meet certain qualifications. Same with women. Just because women are getting higher paying jobs and sometimes even pushing, having a baby till later on in life because they're focused on their professional career, that doesn't make them less of a woman. Doesn't make them less of a lady. And it's an inherent quality for them to be nurtured just because, we're just wired differently. Men are not as emotionally nurturing as women are. So women are naturally better nurturers. It doesn't mean that men cannot be nurturers, because we have many examples of single fathers who look after their kids and, do both sides of the equation. Same with women. It's just something that I think as a community and as a human race, we need to understand that these quote-unquote roles are not easily to be changed. You know what I mean? Just because the dynamics of it has changed, it doesn't mean that the roles have changed, because a woman will never be a man and a man will never be a woman. And we have to respect that, because each gender, each sex, has a specific type of skills, you know what I mean? And if you're a Christian, you believe that they're complementary of each other, just like Eve was complementary to Adam. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay. And you know what? I'm so glad that I have you two on here because, and Chris, I'm going to be honest with you. There's a Facebook group full of women that I'm in right now that would probably chew your head off for everything that you just said. Especially,
I know. I can imagine.
Man, you just don't understand the conversations and the disagreements and the arguments that we have in that group, because for some odd reason, this one question always keeps coming up: is if a man it feels like I guess the whole 50-50 question, that whole 50-50 thing, and them questioning his manhood And it's ridiculous to me because I never understood that. Because and the justification they try to give is that, oh, I saw my granddad and my dad do this. But the thing is, like I said, you don't know what your granddad and your dad did to actually get to where they were able to, you know, just be that. and that was my thing. I never understood it. And and the thing is, my opinion on that was that we don't live in that time anymore. That it was a point in time. There was a point in time where the man could go out and work a factory job and was able to take care of his entire household on just that income alone. But the thing is, it's 2019. The cost of living keeps skyrocketing, but the living wage is staying the same.
Yep. And just to tag on that question, that thought process, I think if women only equate a man's leadership and headship to his financial contribution to the family, that is a very limited thought process, and it's actually, in the long run, very harmful because, yes, you can look at the older generation, you see the dads, like, coming home, bringing being the bigger, the breadwinner of the family, but you also see these men who lack emotional skills to also nurture the emotional sides of their children, and so the kids kind of miss out on the father in his other roles that he can be playing because he's primarily concerned with only finances. But we live in a generation where mental health issues, abandonment issues, lack of emotional intimacy between children and their parents are there, and we suffer as a generation because of that. And I think moving forward, if we don't limit a man's role to only what he can contribute financially, but also can see, okay, is he great with, he can bring in money, but is he good at forward thinking financially for the family? Is he good at, understanding his children emotionally, his wife emotionally? Is he a good spiritual leader? What else can he be a provider? Because providence is not only money, it's other things in our life. And if a man is not able to be a provider in other areas, then his leadership quality is very poor as well.
And that was the argument that I gave is a man can, you have men that provide financially all the time, but they're not there emotionally. They're not there to listen to you when you're going through something. They're just not there mentally, or they're just there to give money. So I mean, and my argument with that was, if that's the case, you might as well just go get a sugar daddy. If you want somebody to just pay your bills, you might as well just go get a sugar daddy. And I had to explain to one is that, oh well, how can you want that title of provider and head if you're only doing half the job? And like I had to explain to her was, I have 3 kids, and if I want another child, then I'll just go get it. If I want another dependent, I'll just have another child. I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, pretty much you have to have 2 incomes in a household, unless you're living pretty much somewhere where in an apartment that you really don't want to live in, that's extra cheap, and you're not doing anything, but you're still, you're penny pinching pretty much. And a lot of people, I guess, and the thing is, and a lot of men don't understand is, oh well, I do this and I do that from it. Well, you might have a job that is able to sustain that type of living, but what happens when you're no longer able to do that anymore? How is she going to be the one? Is she going to be able to pick up